Hi people, yeah, just wanted to talk about people again. Just saw a video from another XXY talking about that 99.9% of XXYs are male. But in the video they've actually quoted another XXY speaking and saying XXYs are a mix between male and female, or boy and girl, or whatever. And this other XXY is trying to state to the whole world through the text on the video screen, basically saying, XXYs are predominantly male. And I think there's too much on the forum groups for XXYs of this rigmarole of forcing people to believe and accept that we are males because we've got penises. But the reality is, in this video that the other XXY did as well, they state clearly that XY was known for being a male, XY chromosomes, and that XX was known for being female chromosomes, XX, XY male. So that's why people think that there's only two sexes in the world, and it's going to be either male or either female. But we're born not with XY or XX or whatever way it is, yeah? XX or XY chromosomes. We're not born that way. Therefore, the fact that we were born with an extra X chromosome in another area of the sexes, like there's male and female, we were born in the middle, or somewhere in the spectrum between male and female, somewhere along. XXY is not XX, and it's not XY. Therefore, XXY is not a male or a female. XXY is XXY. Or, if we want to go further into it, it doesn't matter what our chromosomes are, it doesn't matter what our genitals are, it doesn't matter what clothes we are seemingly wearing, and it doesn't matter if we're wearing makeup or not. It doesn't matter if our nails are long or our hair is long or short. It doesn't matter about these things. It doesn't matter if our perfume is from technically the opposite sex. Does it matter? I ask you now, people. Think about it. But I'm going to continue with my video. Pause it and think about it. It's unbelievable how many people are continuing this rigmarole of you have to be either male or you have to be either female. Yeah? Do you get that? Because the reality is you don't and cannot be either male or either female. You can't be 100% of either of the supposed only two sexes of the world, which would be female and male. Not one human being, in my opinion, gives me the feeling or the impression that they are 100% of the masculine characteristics, and also with their bodies looking completely male. These people are not 100% masculine and male. Nobody is. And I think it's time for people to accept, start them slow, get them to accept that they've got at least 1% of their body and character, personality, what they do, what they like to wear, that 1% is not their supposed sex. So that if people want to continue to believe that there's only two sexes in the world, to at least accept that they've got at least 1% of the supposed opposite sex that they're supposed to be. Okay? And then we move on from there. Some people will say, well, actually I'm not just 1%, I'm maybe 5%, or I'm maybe 25%. Or that sometimes I feel 98% male, and then some days I feel 98% female. So that you're not telling people that they have to stick with one or the other for the rest of their lives. it seems to me that people believe that they believe their doctors when their doctors tell their parents, that they are one sex or the other sex, and that's going to be your sex for the rest of your life. Except that now transsexuality is much more available. The surgeries that are performed to change your body look, not necessarily your mind. I think your mind doesn't really change that much, because your mind is made up to change your body, because your body doesn't suit or fit to your mind, supposedly. Again, all supposedly only two sexes. Supposedly the mind and body doesn't always work together, so you have to change the body to suit the mind, supposedly. Because, well, not surprisingly, we don't know much about the mind still in medical science institutions. They haven't a clue about psychology. They're still in the dark ages, if you ask me, to understanding the human brain. And then what about animals' brains? They seem to dissect animals' brains a lot, try and work out all sorts of stuff. But I think they're light years away from understanding the human brain. So we can't really change the human brain too much. We can numb the human brain, or we can excite the human brain, but we can't really get a happy medium between that by using scientific treatments. But we can certainly do it with the body. We can change and manipulate the body any way we want these days, and a lot of people are going that way. They're changing their body and becoming transsexuals, and labeling themselves as transsexuals too. I personally believe that people really ought to not label themselves as anything else but intersex, because I believe intersex is the missing word, the missing information, that will link together people of the world to recognize how unique we all are as individuals, but also how closely related we are on the gender scale. Maybe it isn't this divide of male and female so simple. Maybe it's not so easy to just look at somebody and say, okay, they've got a penis and testicles, and then look at the other person, okay, they've got a vagina and breasts, larger breasts than the other male type thing, and say that that's a male because it's a penis, and that's a female because it's got a vagina. I think to move on from these ideas and facts, definite facts from last century, but now we're in the 21st century, and I'd really like to hear some 21st century excellent voices with responses to this video in video form would be excellent, or a text message or private message, whatever you want, but to get some feedback on these thoughts for the possible futures for all of us. It's so necessary to get off this attachment to the word and meaning of male or female. Why do we need these words to somehow explain ourselves to other people? Is it necessary that people know what sex we are, or what gender we are, or what sexuality we have? Is it necessary? I suppose on many levels it's necessary to need to know what genitalia somebody has in order for you to be satisfied in bed if you are to go out on a date with them and bring them home later on that evening or whatever. I would like to know myself personally, because I'm not interested in penises, and these sorts of things that bring us all off in the mind, and we think, well, why not? Why amn't I interested in penises? Well, I really don't like kiwis, like the fruit. God, just happened to say that, but I really don't like kiwi fruit, and a lot of people love kiwis, and I don't know. I can't explain why I don't like kiwis. I don't also know how I can explain why I don't like penises, but I don't. And well, just that brings us on to the point of, like, you know, the sexuality point, and, you know, how do we sort it out so that we don't end up needing to label somebody a male or female, but we can still refer to them as a person, maybe call them by their name, that gets rid of the he and the she pronouns. Just call them by their name. If you don't know their name, maybe hey would be fine instead of he or she. I don't know. We all have to work this out. This is the time to work this sort of stuff out, and I'm looking forward to anybody's responses. Anybody. So enjoy your day, people. Your Saturday. It's a nice Saturday here. Well, I mean, it could be better. Grey sky, but no rain, no wind, not that cold. And coming into the winter, nice reflection time is winter time, you know, staying in, thinking. And so enjoy yourselves, people. Peace.